So we just saw the latest episode of MAFS UK, and we have more opinions on Matt and
We
Gemma.
always have more opinions, but I was just telling Marzi, we have to leave our opinions about Matt in our last video behind and judge him solely on this episode with the whole Matt and Whitney. We've got to leave that behind, guys, the whole cheating allegation.
I might bring it up a bit later.
No, we have to leave it behind and judge him just solely on this episode.
Okay.
And this episode, I truly feel sorry for Matt. I really do. But I also feel sorry for Gemma.
I feel sorry for them both.
I feel sorry for them both because Gemma isn't there to hurt anyone. She's not like Whitney. She isn't there to hurt anyone. She's a lovely girl and she's positive and she's vivacious, but her language upsets Matt.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was getting angered and he did the right thing. He walked away.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle it anymore, and instead of sitting there and making the argument escalate even worse, he walked away and punched it out on a boxing bag. And I commend that. And we have to commend that, ladies. We really have to. We don't want to send mixed signals to our men. We just don't want to do that.
Because you've been reading in people's comments how they're giving him flack for leaving.
That
he should have stuck back and not made it feel rejected. But you can't have both ways.
You can't.
If he stuck back and they had a bigger argument and escalated, then he would have been the bad guy there anyway.
Yep.
So it's good that he walked away and then they talked and had a rational discussion afterwards. So I think that was a good thing.
Way better.
Come on, Fanny's throbbing.
I had to walk away. I couldn't handle that situation anymore.
We have to teach our young males, girls. We really have to teach our young males that if things get too much, they have to walk away.
Yeah.
That's something that we have in our home all the time, don't we, Mars? Because Marzi and I, we're looking after a teenager who comes from an abusive background and he's violent. So we're teaching him every day. If things get too much, walk away. Yeah. So I was really proud of Matt for walking away.
I'm not saying he's violent.
No, he's not violent.
But we're glad that he walked away and didn't have the escalation of the...
Yeah, and just reading the social media comments really upset me because they're all like, he should have stayed there. Why did he walk away? He's a wimp. No, he's not a wimp. He showed a lot of grace by walking away. He really did. And I felt like that was very masculine of him.
I do too.
I really do. So let's not degrade Matt at all.
No.
But on the other hand, on the other flip side, Gemma, that's who she is. That's who she is. She can't change. You can't change who you are. She thinks she's not doing anything wrong, and she's not doing anything wrong.
No, that's her personality.
That's her personality, but her personality offends Matt. And he has the right to feel offended because I know that if I was in that situation, I would feel offended, wouldn't I, Mars?
You do.
I do.
I have.
Yeah, because as you guys know...
I am more rougher off camera.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm not... I've toned down a little bit, but I used to be really...
For me, you've toned down a lot for me.
And we've had arguments. Yeah. Like, massive arguments. Because, I don't know, like 5 years ago, I think it was, I was a lot more rougher than I am now. I kind of came from a bit of a rougher environment, which I removed myself from. But you tend to pick up traits when you're in that sort of environment. So I would speak loudly in a vulgar language, and I wasn't actually aware that I was doing it. And she'd point it out to me, but then I'd take a massive offence to it. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Well, you know... You're
trying to change me. You're being a... You know, and I'm like, no, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me, Mars. You can't talk loud like that in public.
I just didn't see what I was doing that was upsetting her. And it's not like I had to speak well, but I was making people that I'm close with uncomfortable. And it's hard to kind of navigate through that sometimes and see that, you know, the people around you are feeling uncomfortable. So I made a decision to try and improve that. And I am still, you know, a bit rough around the edges. I mean, and she's also put up with some of my other roughness.
I have,
so
a lot.
It's not just me that has to change.
It's give and take.
Like, yeah, so we compromise.
Yeah.
So, you
we
know,
have a lot of arguments, though.
We
do compromise and we try to work it out, you know.
But it's hard to change something that is a part of your personality.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not actually aware of it.
And she's not hurting him.
You look, honestly... 10 out of 10, you look gorgeous, and especially with the wedding ring on.
In actual fact, she's enamoured by you.
Fanny's throbbing.
To me personally, in a nice restaurant and stuff, like, it's too much for me. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. And I have tried to express that to you.
I'm embarrassed. I just don't like that, you know. I don't like that public display.
It's hard to see that, and a lot of people wouldn't understand it. Like, it's a very different mindset, and it's actually really hard to change that mindset.
Yeah.
Because you're either on one side of the fence or you're kind of on the other. Yeah. So it's really hard to kind of switch that. And I still
And I don't mind talking like that with Marzi, just us two.
Yeah.
But I can't do it in a public arena.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm embarrassed. I'm always thinking, oh, what's everyone thinking? You know, I just can't do it. You know,
and
I don't feel comfortable. Yeah. So,
you know, and as I'm your cousin,
yeah,
I need to respect your comfortability too.
Yeah.
And, you know,
it goes both ways.
Not saying that anyone has to change their personality.
Just
but
be aware.
Sometimes be aware of other people's
because we all have to get along in this world. We really do. And I don't think Matt and Gemma should be together. I don't think they should be together because Gemma is going to say, I'm going to try to change, but she can't change for him, and she doesn't have to. She has to be with someone who accepts her for her. And Matt doesn't have to accept that either. He shouldn't have to accept that. So they both shouldn't be with each other. This is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. It broke my heart when she said, I can be better. I know I can change. You don't have to change, Gemma. You don't have to change at all.
It will be her, like, if she wants to
change, it's her choice.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it will make their relationship work, hypothetically, if it does, if he doesn't do anything like the rumours say.
Yeah.
And she's willing to kind of tone it down a little without having to change yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to change yourself.
No.
You just need to be aware of other people's comfortabilities.
That's right. That's 100% correct.
I mean, look, that's her choice if she wants to or not. And if she can't, she can't.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a hard...
It's a hard situation. How you were brought up and your background plays a massive impact in your life. Doesn't it, Mars? It really, really does.
And if you're around people who accept a specific way that you are, and then you're around people who don't accept that way, it's like a different world.
It sexually pushes me away.
So I want to flip it again, right? And besides the fact that he doesn't feel comfortable, fine. But there's something about him, and I don't know, maybe it's the rumours influencing me, but when I first saw
No, before the rumours you said there's
true.
I
got a vibe. So my vibe is, he speaks nice, but I feel like there's some history in his past. And I feel like maybe this language wouldn't be an issue for him if it was done with the blokes, right? I feel like he doesn't want to have a woman that does that.
Yeah, and you don't like that.
That's a vibe
you don't like that, yeah.
From him. I feel like he wouldn't have this issue if he was with his mates. You know how the blokes talk? I just feel like that.
He wants how he acts with the guys to be one way and how he acts with his woman to be another way. He's a woman.
A certain way. And I then think, Whitney acts differently. Yeah. And she's a bit more hoity-toity. So
I wouldn't say she's hoity-toity at all, because I find that she's rough around the edges the way that she speaks. But she's not forward. She's not aggressive. She's not aggressive in her sexuality. It's sexuality.
Yeah.
He doesn't like someone who's sexually aggressive. Yeah. And he has that right, Mars.
No,
because if I was a boy, I don't want someone who's sexually aggressive
either. That kind of just makes me feel like maybe the rumours are true.
Yes. Let's get back to the rumours. She's going back to the rumours. She's gone back to the rumours. I knew she would.
Yes.
Oh, I knew she would. Guys, I really feel now, and I know it's only just been, I think, about 10 hours since my last video, but reading more stuff, guys, I really feel like the rumours are true. Don't you, Mars?
I'm feeling more realistic on it,
Yeah, I really feel the rumours are true. I really feel like Matt's done a dirty on Gemma. And then my judgment of Matt will be completely different.